table, please welcome the author of the new book, Blowout, which is over here. Hold on, baby, let me have it. Blowout, Rachel Maddow. So before we dive in, you were hobbling. What happened? Your foot's in a boot?
I've got this fashion-forward look going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, it's so boring. When you're old and you fall down, everything falls apart, which is the new thing that I've learned in my mid-40s. I just missed a step.
Did you hear that?
Whatever.
Okay.
We're ignoring you. We're ignoring you. I'm with you on it.
I missed a step. I tore 3 ligaments, and I have an avulsion fracture, which is where your ligament tears and rips off a piece of your bone.
Right.
Do not ever get an avulsion fracture.
Just by missing
Yeah.
a
My God.
step.
All I did was miss a step. I was getting from a dock
That's
under
how
a
it
boat.
works.
I was going out fishing with my friend. I still went fishing, though. I fell into the boat.
Yes.
And we propped me up on a chair with ice, and I caught bluefish. It was great.
And there you are. Were you ice fishing?
That's ice fishing in
Yes,
Massachusetts.
I love that.
Wow.
So we're going to get into some hot topics that we've been talking about. You know who in the White House. That press conference. The press conference yesterday with President Finland. You know, Joy has lost her mind. She wants people to see it.
It was so
Put him in
aggressive.
a home.
Megan, I'm with you. I mean, the poor president of Finland. I mean,
know.
what do we send them as a country? Like, do you send chocolates? Do you send flowers? We're going to give you a state dinner with the next president. We're sorry.
Give him a new guy.
Exactly.
Give him a new guy to come see next time. It'll be better next time you come.
I mean, you don't even. Our world standing is a subjective thing, and it's sort of amorphous. But in those moments, to have the entire country cringing for the behavior of our president just isn't good. It isn't good in terms of people wanting to go into public service. It isn't good in terms of respect for the office. And it's not good for the Finns. I mean, those poor people with their poor president.
Well, you saw the picture where he was like, what the?
Yeah. He just wants to escape, like, don't put this on me.
He looked like a bully. He was bullying the reporters.
Well, we're a complete embarrassment around the world right now, so let's just put that out there. And I know that you think this impeachment is a good idea, going ahead with it. My question for you, though, is that right? Just nod.
I think he's going to be impeached.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you for that or against it?
It's not my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's your read on the fact that, you know, if he is impeached, he'll never be convicted in the Senate because Moscow Mitch is in charge, and he's not going to do it?
I think that's likely. I mean, but, you know, that's sort of the way it works. We've only ever had 2 presidents impeached, one in the 1860s, one in the 1990s, and in both cases they were impeached in the House, and then the Senate didn't throw them out. That's sort of the way we've done it. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't. If the Constitution requires you, and if the country's honor requires you to impeach somebody, I feel like trying to game out what the political consequences are going to be. Nobody can figure it out. Nobody can predict it. We haven't done this enough times.
But look at how it's working. He's unraveling already because of it. So it's working.
I don't know how he's going to behave when it gets to the point where he is impeached. He's never really gotten in trouble for anything in his life. So how does he behave? Does he get sort of more aggressive, or does he collapse?
He's going to fall down on the floor. He's going to kick his legs up and go, I'm not going. Or he'll sing that song, and I am telling you.
Well, but let's say he's impeached and convicted, right? Let's just say, because you only need, let's say, 20 Republican senators to flip. And I think you quoted something that said maybe 35 Republicans undercover.
That was Jeff Flake. Yeah.
Jeff Flake are willing.
Secretly willing.
Yeah,
if it was a secret vote, right?
Yeah, so let's say that happens. It looks like, and then Vice President Pence would become President Pence. But it looks like Vice President Pence knew about this phone call with the Ukrainian president because he had an aide that was on the call. However, he seems to deny that he knew Trump was going after the Bidens. But that explanation seems a little fishy.
Yeah.
Right? Could he be in as much trouble?
This is sort of new reporting from the Washington Post, which is that Pence basically did it too.
Yeah.
That Pence, as soon as Trump had this call with Zelensky, went over to talk to Zelensky in person to say, you're not getting any military aid, and we need you to do those investigations. And the whole defense,
Who said that? Pence.
Which is exactly what Trump is going to be impeached for.
Yeah,
I mean, telling another country to help us in the election is both illegal and impeachable.
Right.
But making it contingent on military aid is just that much worse. Pence appears to have been the guy who connected those things explicitly to the president. His defense is, now, I didn't know when I was telling him to do these investigations that it was necessarily about Biden. But the president had already had this Biden discussion with Ukraine. Pence's top aide was on it. He'd been given the transcript at least twice. He'd been given it as part of his briefing materials before that. So the whole idea that he didn't know seems really flimsy. And
So
if he gets impeached too...
Then it's Nancy Pelosi, President Nancy
President
Pelosi.
That would be something.
But I don't know if that'd be good.
With all due respect, that's a true fever dream of yours, Joy.
Well, I think it's possible they
heard
could
that.
both be impeached, but I don't think it's likely that either of them will be removed. Fair? I mean...
Listen to Rachel.
Because of the Republican Party, that's all.